Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Real Talk Live with Not D Love. I am just so happy to be back with you. You know, I had to take some time and do some things, and now those things are done, and I am with you once again. I just want to say that no matter what, I'm not going to leave you. I may take a few weeks off because if y'all know, I worked straight through last year. I didn't even take a break for the show. So I'm gonna have to take breaks in between because I do have a full schedule. But I want to talk about, this is the upcoming election year. We got a few weeks, well, a couple of weeks before they start early voting. And I just want to tell people that's running as a former candidate, now an elected official, the people want to know, the citizens want to know what you're going to do for them. They do not want to hear all of that bashing, all of that dirty, low down stuff. We don't want to hear that. And me, I'm talking from a citizen point of view right now. I have to vote as well. And people that I thought I would consider voting for, I change up. And that's why I always vote on election day for the most part. Unless I'm running, I vote on election day because I don't want to make the wrong decision, and I want to see everything that's going to happen up to election day. And I'm telling you, nobody want to hear all that dirty stuff, all that slandering. We could do without that. You got people out here working for you. We know how the routine goes. We know you got people doing your dirt and you paying them and all that stuff. Listen, don't do it. Don't do it. Win on your own merit. Go out there. Tell the people what you plan to do. Show the people how you have already worked in their community and for their community prior. Get the people to believe what you're saying, to trust in you and earn their vote. Stop trying to put your opponents down, because I'm telling you, karma is something and it will backfire on you. You're going to mess around and you're going to lose. You're going to mess around and lose if you keep trying to play these dirty politics. People get disgusted by dirty politics. We don't want to hear that. I'm telling you. We rather hear you tell us what you're going to do better than what your competitor has already done or say they're going to do. We want to know what we can expect from you. That's what we want to know. We do not want to hear what somebody done in their life and all the dirt that you want to share with us about them and who don't have this, who don't have. Let me tell y'all something. And I want to make sure that I'm telling you the truth. So I'm going to go into my campaign funds, okay? My campaign funds are not a lot. They weren't a lot. But I want y'all to understand, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going in my campaign funds right now because I want y'all to understand, when you put yourself in front of people, right? When you let people know that this is what you're going to do and your story doesn't change from one person to the next, okay? When your story don't change from one person to the next, I promise you, you're going to gain traction. You're going to see that the people are starting to believe what you're saying. They're starting to accept what you're putting out, what you say you're going to do. They're believing in that, right? And so I want you to I'm pulling up my expenditures and everything because I want y'all to understand something real quick. I want y'all to understand, people think that you need a whole bunch of money to win these elections. Now you need money, no doubt about it. You need some money, but when you have to make do with what you have, right? And so what I want to say, this is what I want to say. If you get out there and work, if you get in front of the people, if you let the people know that, hey, this is what I plan to do, this is what has been done, I think I can do it a little bit better. Please trust me into doing it. If I don't do it better, I won't ask for your vote again. See, that's what I put That's the way I put it in front of everybody. You know, if I know I didn't get out here and work, I'm not going to ask for your vote anymore. That's how I did it. You see what I'm saying? And I know that I did get out here and work, right? And so, hey, it is what it is. So it looks like that mine started over because last year, let me see, last year report. Let me see if I can go back into it. But I want to give y'all an accurate count because an accurate account because I want y'all to know it does not always take a whole bunch of money to win these elections, right? I want y'all to know that. Depending on what level you're at. But local elections, it takes footwork. It takes you to go out there and grassroots. It takes for you to go to the people, talk to them, and and not let your story change. I'm looking at my files, y'all. Okay, so let me tell y'all something. Excuse me. I won my election with less than $3,500. Less than $3,500. I had no money. I had very, very, very few donors, and a lot of that money came out of my pocket. Little old me on a budget, disabled veteran, retired. I struggled and I did what I had to do to get up in this race and secure it. Okay? And so what I'm trying to say is it's not all about your money all the time. Less than $3,500. And that's just me rounding it up just a little bit. And I did secure this election, praise the Lord. And so what I'm saying is stop worrying about what people saying. Stop worrying about if you're a candidate. Stop worrying about all of that. You have to do what you can do. Stay within your means. But the fact of the matter is you have to stay in front of the people. You have to answer these questions. You can't hide and think you're going to be okay. You can't say I'm not showing up. You have to show up no matter what it is that you have to face. Show up. Show up, answer those questions. Don't be afraid to answer the hard questions. We want to know that you will answer these questions. We want to know that we can depend on you to show up. No matter what people throwing at you, show up. I don't care how bad. I don't think nobody got talked about worse than I did. And guess what I did? Showed up. And guess what I did? Sometimes stood facing to face with the enemy. And guess what the enemy did? Nothing, because they were keyboard bandits. They can talk their trash behind their keyboard, but when you face to face with them, they had nothing to say. Why? Because they knew that we was going to have a conversation. We were going to have dialogue, and you're going to have to tell me the truth. You're going to have to tell me what it is that you know about me more than what I know about myself. You're going to have to tell me why you don't think that I'm good enough for this position, because my story, my story, my pitch, my desires never changed, whether I was at a Republican Party meeting or a Democratic Party meeting, whether I was at a Civic League meeting or whether I was in front of the Portsmouth Education Association. My scenario, my desires for Portsmouth Public School never changed. So you can get behind a keyboard, guys, and talk all this trash about your opponent, right? But doesn't mean it's right. It doesn't mean it's true. Okay? It doesn't make it true just because you say it. And the people that are voting, guys, that the voters, listen, voters, just because somebody said it doesn't make it true. These candidates out here are not trying to go back and forth with the negativity. They're not trying to have that type of dialogue with you. Some of them are actually trying to tell you what they're going to do differently, better, what they're going to bring, new ideas. And that is what's important and should be important to the voters. Now, yes, some of us are already decided on who we're going to vote for. Some of us are. I haven't decided. Okay, let me just tell you that right now. I'm still listening. I'm still researching. I'm still waiting to see if somebody gonna change their story or somebody gonna get nasty and ugly, because I feel like if you get nasty and ugly during your campaigning, you're gonna be nasty and ugly when you get in that seat. And so you're gonna have to keep it cute to get my vote, if that makes any sense. You understand? Yeah, let me show that U.S. Army, because this a leader right here, okay? So that is why I wait to vote on election day, because I need to know that the person that I choose to vote for is about the people's business. The people's business, not about their own business, not about trying to make somebody look bad. I don't need you to make the candidate look bad that you're running against. I need for you to tell me why I should vote for you. Why are you better for this position? And notice I didn't say, why are you the best? I said, why are you better for this position than someone else, okay? See, I always told people I didn't run for against anybody. I had no, it wasn't a competition thing for me. I was running for a seat, and all of us was running for a seat. And that's why on my flyer, you will always see save a seat for me, because I was running for a seat, not the individual. A lot of people that I ran with, and I mean, they were running as well, I truly respect and adore them. You understand what I'm saying? I do. I like them. And a lot of people that are running now, same difference. I respect and I adore them. Okay? And so I want to make sure that I'm not putting people back in the seat just because, or putting people in the seat just because I'm a friend. I want to make sure that my friend can do the job. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not putting people in a seat with my vote. Let me say that, because I only got one. And plus, my children and some of my family members calls me, and some of my friends call me, and I tell them who I'm voting for. But I don't vote for people just because we're friends. I need to know that my friend gonna do the job, and trust and believe. If you're my friend, I'm gonna doggone vet you. I want to know, hey, what about this? What about that? What about this? My sister did the same thing to me. What about kids with IEPs? What about the kids with disabilities? I got vetted by my family members when I ran, okay? So I'm going to do the same. I'm not going to vote for you because of a party. You see what I'm saying? Because I can vote for you because of a party, and guess what? You don't know how to do the job. And that's a problem. If I vote for you because of a party and you can't do the job, that is a serious, serious, serious problem. And so we have to remember that. Stop always jumping on this who is with what party. Because let me tell you something. It depends also, for me, it depends also what the position is. Okay? It depends on what the position is too. It depends on what their values are. Now, when we go higher, we go for the state and above, we're talking something different. We're talking something different because your values have to line up with my values. Okay? Your values have to line up with my family values, okay? When you're going, for me, with local, you get a little bit more leeway, because y'all know here in Portsmouth, locally, we all run as independents. And I told y'all before, I'm an independent. Yes, I was with a party about 5 years ago in 2020. But I've been an independent for 5 years. And in being an independent, I've just been able to be free, non-biased, and really determine who is best for me and my family, and not voting for someone because they're a party. Now, I'm not trying to discourage you from your party. I'm just saying, while you in your party, while you're still with your party, make the best decision that is for you and your family, not just because of a party. Just because they're in your party don't mean they can do the job. Come on. And then guess what happens? You out here complaining about them not doing the job. And guess what? The reason why they're not doing the job is because we knew that when we voted for them, they could not do the job. Just like a lot of people try to make it look like I couldn't do the job, even though I had plenty of experience as a leader, supervisor, in the military. I'm talking about I had, when I wasn't even 20 years old, my budget was $2.2 million back in 1993. Come on, somebody. That's a lot for a young lady that haven't even reached 20. And then somebody going to say, because they didn't want me to get ahead, that I couldn't do the job. They knew nothing about me. You understand what I'm saying? And let me explain to you. My reaction should have been a little bit more subtle, but it wasn't. That's why I can tell you now, nobody is trying to hear any negativity coming from another candidate or their people. Okay, so, and we're not stupid. We know when the setup has been done. We have seen it too many times. Come on, tell the people what you're going to do based on your own merits, and stop. Please stop putting people down, putting their business out here in the street. We don't care. We don't care. We're going to do our own research on these individuals. We're going to listen to them. We're going to watch and see, do they come in all the communities? Okay? Are they trying to get votes from everybody? Are they coming to the engagements, the forums? We're looking at all that. Do you know when you deny a forum, you lose votes? You lose votes. I'm telling you, if you're thinking about running for anything, you better think about going to every forum that you're invited to. Now, I'm sure there's going to be sometimes you won't be invited. You know what I used to do? I used to call by, hey, did y'all forget me? You know what I'm saying? Because the last thing you want is for somebody to think that you are not interested in what they have to say or their questions, or you're not interested in their vote. That's the way the voters think. They don't even care what we think. They didn't even take the time to come see us. Now, it's one thing if you really not able to come, but I'm just saying you're supposed to, and there's no rules of thumb. I'm just telling you, if you want these people to stay with you, you need to show your face in front of everybody every chance you get. And I'm telling you right now, I don't care what those people say about you. Don't let them punk you out of what you want. Listen, nobody was going to make me stay away from anything. I'm gonna just tell you, I was going to be in front of everybody because I didn't have any money. I just told y'all I won my election with less than $3,500. That is no money. All that money went to signs and some t-shirts. I think it was 21 t-shirts and some literature. That's all I had money for. You see what I'm saying? So the money piece, it's not an issue if you're putting yourself in front of the people. If you're putting yourself in front of people, you don't have to really go and get billboards. Y'all know what I did? I took my printer and the printer in my office, and I made copies. And sometimes my copies got smaller and smaller and smaller because I had to put 3 to a page, and I have a cutter. And I cutted them things because I watched them at home. What was it, Home Depot? And that's all they was doing, was taking my stuff and making copies and print and cutting it. So I had me a cutter. I did the same thing and passed it out. Because guess what them people are going to do? Throw it in the garbage. Throw it in the garbage right after they vote or before they vote. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I did. And I'm asking you, I'm asking the voters to do your research. Yeah, call people and see who they think that you should vote for, of course, if that's what you need to do. But other than that, listen to me. Other than that, you want to also do your research and check out what you think that, this person may be good for you for. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm going to research you, but I'm also going to ask people what they think about you, and that's how you do it. That is how you do it. You ask people, why would you vote for this person? Okay? What don't you like about this person? Because sometimes people will remind you that this happened, remember this happened, remember this happened, and remember this happened. And then you can use that in your research pile, okay? But I'm going to ask y'all, please, as a voter myself, let's not let negative stuff deter us. Because everybody should be telling us what they're going to do for us. Just like I had to do it, I still get all these questions and stuff like that. And I try my best to answer questions. And once you become a politician, let me tell you something. People will harass you if you allow them to. And that part, I'm going to have to cut loose on that, because I do tend to get harassed a little bit. But, I just try to do what I said I was going to do, and that is keep you informed, okay? So is the candidate telling you that they're going to keep you informed? What are they saying? What are they saying they're going to do? That's what we should be listening to. I don't want to hear about nobody's business. Not really. I don't. I mean, I just don't. I don't want to call names or nothing like that, or put nobody on the front street or nothing like that. It's just that stuff ain't come on. Everybody go through something. Everybody goes through something. And to try to deter people from voting for a person by putting their personal business out there is just more reasons for me to look at this person again and say, well, maybe that's the person I need to be voting for. Because maybe that person is going to work hard in the area that I need them to work hard in. Okay? So just to let you know, to the candidates, come on, let's keep it merit-based. Let's start talking about what you're going to do to better Portsmouth. You see what I'm saying? What you're going to do? What you're going to do to better Portsmouth? What you're going to do to I'm sorry, y'all. What you're going to do to enhance the position. Let's start talking about that. That's what's important. What are you going to do to enhance the position? Okay? Because we got enough negativity here in our area. We don't need that. And I honestly believe that if you did your job, you don't have nothing to worry about. You don't have anything to worry about. I believe that. I sure do. Ain't nobody gonna tell me anything different. I believe if you was already up there and you did a good job, I do not believe that you had anything to worry about. I believe, okay? I do. I believe the people recognize good jobs. I believe the people appreciate people doing what they said they're going to do. And I don't believe you have anything to worry about. So for those who have been, in the seat and whatnot, there's no need to be negative. There's no need, because if you did your job, the people know it. And you're not going to be perfect. You're going to always do something that people don't like. You're not going to be perfect. You see what I'm saying? But let's not talk about each other. That's a turn off. I'm telling you, I could be right there with you. And as soon as you start being negative, I'm like looking for somebody else, because I don't want that. And if I don't want it, I'm pretty sure other people don't want it. And I'm pretty sure that they would much rather hear you say that I am going to put this into this being in this position, and I'm going to put that into being in this position. And nobody wants to bring more negativity into a city that already has a lot of negativity, if you know what I mean. That's played out. That was so 2020. That was so 2018, 2019. That was so old. Anybody trying to hear that mess no more? I'm telling you, it's not going to work. It's going to backfire. It's going to backfire. We got to stop being negative. I ain't going to lie. I did it. This is what I'm trying to tell you. I was there. Take it from somebody who did it. Take it from somebody who allowed that negativity to infiltrate their campaign. Me. I ran 3 times. It took me 3 times. I won on the 3rd time because I had an attitude adjustment. I had an attitude adjustment. You understand? So I'm telling you, come on. You got to, the 19th, we start voting. So you have to then to change that narrative. If you're one of the ones out here being negative, you got to get somebody that's going to put out the good stuff about you, what you have been doing, not about the bad stuff about what your opponent have been doing. Because you know what happens. People start feeling sorry for the underdog, and then that's when you know the underdog winning. I'm just trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you. So listen here. Listen here. You're merit. Run a merit-based campaign. Run a merit-based campaign. And let your activity, let your campaigning do the talking. Let the people that believe in you do the talking. Because I'm telling you, every year I get a call about who somebody should vote for. Okay? Every year. And I wish I could reveal to you who these people are, because they could tell you that every year I tell them. Sometimes I can't tell you who to vote for, because sometimes I really don't know. Sometimes I really don't know. Okay? And so I ask you to please keep it politeful, keep it respectful. That's what we want in our candidates. That's what we want. And like I say, I'm talking from a voter's point of view. And then when I'm running, I believe this, and I try to give the voters what I'm trying to put out right now. We want an honest candidate, and everybody, because everybody think that being a politician, you got to be wicked. I mean, at this level, I don't have to be wicked. I don't have nothing to be wicked about, and I don't see really locally why you have to be wicked. You know what I'm saying? Some people just like that, but they don't put it out before doggone election time, right? So we want to let the people know what we're going to do, how you're going to serve us, how you're going to be a respectful servant of the citizens, and what are what are your goals? How are you going to make some changes, positive changes in the area that you're going to campaign for, that you're campaigning for? That's what we want to know. Okay? Because I ignore all that negative stuff. I listen to it, and then I form my opinion. We don't want that negativity. We just don't. Okay? So remember now, be an informed voter. Do your research. Ask questions, but do your research. Take advice, but do your research. Because everybody going to build up their candidate. Okay? And I understand you want to vote your party, and that's great. But make sure you do your research, because you want to make sure that everybody in your party can do the job. Okay? Because you don't want to vote for somebody and next thing you know, you crying talking about, I didn't know. Because we have a lot of that going on. So we don't want to do that either, right? And then candidates, keep it clean as best you can. Keep it clean. You know what I'm saying? Especially locally. Keep it clean. Earn the respect of the voters. And then the voters will get behind you, sure enough. Show enough. All right, remember, God loves you. I love you. Make sure you love yourself. And then you can go on and properly love someone else until we shall meet again. May you be tremendously blessed. God will be with you.